Hey church, not here in the woods today. I want to show you how to make a quick, effective shelter from a tarp. We're going to be talking about shelters this week. And just your everyday blue tarp you can gather at Walmart. This is a particular one's a 6x8. Nothing fancy, just a real simple shelter. Just to keep you out of the rain, keep you out of the wind, and also you can have a fire pit out front. So I'm going to get started with that. Okay, first I want to talk about site selection. For this particular tarp, I'm looking for 2 trees that are the right distance apart, the right size for my ridge line. Also, I want to look at what's around. I don't want to be at the top of the hill, and I don't want to be at the bottom of the hill where I might have frost pockets. So I'm kind of, you can see out this way, the hill continually goes up. It's well wooded, so I'm not going to get a whole lot of wind in here. But I also want to look at big trees. I don't want any limbs falling out on top of me during the night, because the tarp's not really going to protect you from that. Also, I want to look for deadfall, things I can use for firewood. And you can see in this picture I've got a lot here, so I'm just going to pan around and show you where I'm at, show you all the deadfall that's on the ground. Also, back down this way, you start going downhill from me, and that's where the cold air is going to settle. Again, a lot of fallen debris, a lot of good firewood. Let's talk about the line for just a second. This is just everyday trout line cord you can find at Walmart. I like the black line. It's got a tar coating on it, and it's just really good and strong. 3-ply. In emergencies, you could break this down, have 3 lines, 3 pieces. But it's just a trout line cord you can grab at Walmart. And when I cut my line, I don't like to cut the line, but when I do have to cut the line, I want to cut it in about 10-foot sections. It's a nice section to roll up and stuck away in a tarp when you're not using it. It can be reused again and again. 2 lines put together gives you a 20-foot line. Go from tree to tree with, or you could cut the 20-foot line just as one line. Either way you want to do it. But I do like to keep them at uniform lengths to be reused again. Also, you may hear in the background there's some gunshots going off. I got a neighbor across the creek that's doing some shooting today, so I apologize for that. Also, another thing you might want to do when you're cutting with this string is go ahead and burn the ends so it doesn't unravel on you. So you can cigarette lighter. Wet your fingers, and that way it seals it. It doesn't want to come unravel. So do both ends when you cut. Another thing I forgot to mention, I need to clean up the site a little bit. So I need to get all this debris out of the way where my shelter's going to be at. Okay, so I got my debris out of the way. Got a clean area. Got my ridge line set up, and I've draped my tarp over my ridge line. I'm going to be using the second grommets end from the ends on each end, and I'm draping it the 6 foot wide and 8 foot is the length of it. It's really about 5.5 by 7.5 finished size. Also, I cut a small sapling you see right in the front because I need about 6 stakes for this tarp. This is just a real quick stake you can cut from the woods. I use a green sapling and nothing to it. So what I'll do now is use the second grommet from the ends to stake this down and also attach it to our ridge line. Now on both sides of our ridge line, on the trees, I left the tag lines in length because remember I cut them both at 10, joined them, so I got 20 foot to play with. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach those right now. Now I'm going to use my stakes that I've made to attach it to the ground in the back. So you can see in the back I've got a sleeping platform to keep me up off the wet dirt. So now I want to tie it out on the top. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but this tarp is on the 6-foot side. It doesn't have a center grommet. So I need a line in the center of that tarp to pull a peak in it with a ridge pole or a pole sticking out. And I'm going to use that pole there, and I'm going to use an acorn that are starting to fall here, and I'm going to tie a knot around it. So let's go do that now. Find my center, put my acorn behind it. Use the knot of my line, put a knot in it. And I can wrap that again. And now I've got a center point. Now I'm just going to use my pole. It's going to wrap around. So now I've got my center pole in for a peak. Now I'm going to tie out both corners to stakes to the ground to give me some downslope. What I really like about this shelter design is you got a nice platform to sleep on, gets you off the wet ground. Also, you have some working area here, and it's also big enough for all your equipment, the gear, keep out of the rain. And you can build a fire pit out here and keep you warm all night. And here you can see a side shot. You see your sleeping platform, and you see your overhang. You got plenty of room in there, just for a simple tarp, make you a shelter.